Everybody, and welcome back to Kleinhau. So I was just in here, made a little edit to our working with on our Azara Scout here, but it didn't do what I was expecting. So I'm going to take another sample and just see. Maybe maybe there's something up at the map. Not really sure. Hey, Paul and Jeff, if you're still there. Yeah, when I take a sample, it doesn't show that I've taken a sample. Maybe it's because this isn't plowable. Maybe. Maybe it's because it's not plowable. Can't take samples of it. Maybe. Because when I get out, I don't get any field information. So maybe that is it. Hey, Roy, what's up? Alright, so I guess we're not going to take samples of dead grass. I kind of said I would have this place cleaned up, but I didn't. Don't have it cleaned up. Got sidetracked, and I didn't have a chance to clean anything up, so it is what it is. I don't need that, so let's go ahead and get rid of it. What is everybody doing this last day of the year, or depending on where you are, maybe it's the very first day of the year. It is 8 o'clock here, my time. We're going to stream for about 2 hours. Then we will be getting off. We do need to figure out how much supply we need to get in here before I go and set the money. Well, I guess I can set the money right now. 990,631,000. So we're going to go minus 990,530,000. Let's see what that does. $96,000. That's how much money we're going to start with. All right, let's get to actually farming here. Let's see here. Turn it on. Let's not turn it on. I'm trying to turn it on to 6. Oh. There we go. Bring up our lines, see what's going on. So yeah, I don't know if Jeff is around. Maybe he just left a comment and then ditched for other things, which is all good. I'll be curious as to if his birthday is he's born the last day of the year or the first day of the year. Is he a New Year's Eve baby or was he a New Year's baby? Hey DB, what's up? See, I got sidetracked. I was doing some other things today. Actually, this is the first time that I have fired up Farm Sim all day. A little bit later in the stream, I'm going to preview something for you guys that we are going to be reintroducing possibly back into the channel in 2021. Working on it a little bit before the stream started. And again, that's kind of why I didn't have stuff put away. But I'm really excited to show it off and get you all's impressions. But we'll do that in a little bit when maybe we got a few more folks eyeballs on the stream. Man, I love how these fence sound. What do y'all think? Zoom in so we can hear a little better. Oh, it's really not making any noise. We're going downhill. There, it's starting to make a little bit of noise. A nice roar to it. So, are you all New Year's resolution folks or not? Well, somehow I figured that would be the case. DB, somehow I figured that would be the case. Now, have you all been back to work since Christmas? We go back next week. We had a nice long break. Kids go back to school, we go back to work. Be kind of an interesting setup because over break, over the Christmas holiday, we've been basically setting up a home office and home school station in what used to be our youngest's bedroom, but he got an upgrade. As I say on the SnowRunner streams, upgrade! He got an upgrade to his older sister's room, and she got an upgrade by moving down into the basement. We ripped up the old carpet that was down there when we bought the house some 20 years ago and put in some hardwood planking. I moved the gaming system upstairs. I guess I don't need to fill this back up yet. I have not seen that 70s show. Whoa. Trying to straighten my wheel out and gosh, I just can't hit anything right tonight. There we go. Now we're on the right. Now we're on the right path. A little bit of overlap, but that's okay. I've been oiling away, putting not soundproofing, but sound dampening tiles up on the walls of the office. And the preferred or the suggested mounting method of those tiles is to use. I guess it's going to decide that that's good enough. The suggested mounting method, as I was saying, is to use double-sided heavy-duty tape. And oh my gosh, that is the worst stuff to try to use. It comes off the roll extremely well. It doesn't, the one side doesn't stick to the backing at all. It just peels right off. But it's this rubbery, sticky goo. So cutting it is kind of problematic because it wants to stick to your cutter, your scissors, or your knife. And then magically, the tape doesn't want to let go of the other side of the backing. It is the hardest stuff to peel the backing off of the other side that I have ever seen. So that was just a horrible affair. I'm glad I'm done that. Hey Don, what's up? Let's see what we're bringing our pH up to. This is all sandy loam here, so our pH is what, 6.5? We're going to lime these 3 fields here, and then it's still too cold. Still too cool to put anything in the ground. Hey, Baron Papa, what's up? Happy New Year to you, too. Hope everyone has been going out and grabbing the Epic free games of the day. Today is the last day that Epic has those free games available. Our free game available, I think it is Jurassic Evolution or something. I don't know, some dinosaur evolution game. Epic has been giving away a free game every day for the last 15 days. Today is the last day, and it is going to be available until 11 a.m. tomorrow Eastern Time. So you've got about 14, 15 hours left on that. And I bring that up because not tomorrow, tomorrow's Friday, not tomorrow, but next Friday we're going to start hopefully not a tradition, but hopefully a weekly event where we will be streaming the free Epic Game of the Week every Friday for, you know, who knows how long. But basically, we're going to call it Free Game Friday. And we're going to be profiling the Epic free game of that given week because Epic has been giving away for the last 2 years now a free game every Thursday for an entire week. So they swap games on Thursdays, and I figure we'll do that stream on Friday, kind of see what the game's all about, show it off a little bit, and if y'all are interested in picking it up, well, then you can go pick it up. You can be reminded to pick it up. If you're not interested in picking it up, well, then that's on you. I know I've collected over the last 2 years, well, 52 weeks in a year. So right there, that's 114 games. Plus, last year they did like 12 or 10 games a day. This year they did 15. So I've got upwards to 140, 150 games in my Epic library, and I bought one. The only game I've bought off of Epic has been SnowRunner. All the other games in my library are basically weekly or daily Epic freebies. Yeah, there you go. Dinosaur Park Evolution. Wrong turn. King Gaming. Literally in the title. Like, literally the first word in the title. Map is Kleinhau. Now, I guess, thanks for the sub, Poplet YouTuber. Now, I'll answer the second question, which I suspect will be the next thing asked. No, it's not on console. This is a 4X map. That question is almost always preceded by, what map is this? Now, we have built our own farm over the last 2 live streams on a big plot of grass that is across the street from the starting farm. So the map that you get and start, the farm isn't going to look at all like this because basically built this out over the last week or so. Now the starting farm is across the street there. We're looking at it. I would really like for this to just fill in those spots. But I guess this is what happens when you take the soil map and then basically expand it to 4X. You get things like that happen. DB, I think it will never come to console. I honestly don't hold out any confidence that when the next farm sim comes out, that it will allow consoles to have 4X maps. I suspect it will still be restricted to 2X maps. I'm just thinking that the powers that be in Sony and Microsoft will find some reasoning to restrict it to maps of the standard game size. Hey Thor, how is 2021? Did all the world's problems suddenly go away? Slowly, as the time zone progresses across the globe. Probably not. This would be an excellent map for anyone that is looking to dabble in forestry. Given the fact that there is just a small amount of trees on the map. Don, I can explain. Well, there's no such thing as a 2X map. There is a standard map, and then there is a 4X map, which is twice the size of a standard map. So a standard map, which is measured in 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers squared, which is often where the incorrect statement of a 2X map comes from, taking the measurement of kilometers and somehow substituting X for it. But that doesn't work, because then when you talk about a map that is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers square, which is a 4X map, which is 4 times the size of a standard map, you can't say it is a 4X map, meaning that is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers, and at the same time imply that it is 4 times the size of a 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer map. And X, which usually represents a factor, must have something that it is a basis of. So if you're saying a standard map is 2X, it's 2 times something. But there isn't a 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer standard. So a 4X map is 4 kilometers width and 4 kilometers height, meaning that if you took this PDA, I could place 2 standard maps horizontal and 2 standard maps vertical, which would then fill in the grid of 4 maps. Now the next size up from a 4X map is a 16X map. That is a map that would fit 2 4X maps horizontally and 2 4X maps vertically, which would then imply, why I am going crooked here, which would then imply that you would fit 4 standard maps across the bottom and 4 standard maps across the top. So you multiply 4 times 4 and you get 16. Because then you would have 16 standard maps within that grid. Now, theoretically, the next size map above 16X is 64. See, it quickly explodes So a 64x map would be 8 4x maps across and 8 4x maps vertical, which would then mean that you could put 64 standard size maps within its boundary area. What the heck is going on? Oh, did I? Somehow I put in some offset? Where did that come from? Oh, I gotta fix things. Yep. You can go over to Simply Safe Mods and download a 16x map called, what is it? Nowhere, Kansas. It is a bit of a comical map. It's not meant to be a serious map in any way, but it will give you a general idea of the absolute massive size that would be a 16x map for legit playing purposes. I don't know where that offset came from, but we're going to have to come back here and backtrack a little bit and fix that. There are a few supposed 64x maps in the works. The problem with a map that size, though, is that the scaling ends up being off. And we run into things like we are seeing here. Like with the PDA, you know, the fields are just a little bit off. You know, with that other field, we had all of those gaps on the precision farming when we were using the auto apply. And that was because basically the soil map is only 1024 by 1024 in size. And think of the soil map as a photograph that is 1024 by 1024 pixels in resolution. Well, a standard map is 2048 by 2048 in resolution. So for whatever reason, a standard soil map is approximately half the resolution of a standard map's I'm blanking on the technical term for the layers, the soil layers and the terrain layers and all of that. On a 4x map, typically they would be scaled twice size in order to maintain the proper scaling resolution. But the problem is to scale up to a 64x map, those layers of the map that define where foliage is, define terrain, they define the soil types, all of them get scaled. And if they're not scaled properly, you can end up with some interesting artifacts. Like, for example, if you're planting or plowing and you see ground that isn't even close to the plow, basically getting the plow texture. Or if you are seeding, you're actually seeding like a meter or more off to one side of your seeder, and that's because the resolution on that layer is not quite accurate. So the issue with 64x maps, as it's been explained to me, is that you can't scale the layers that big because Giant's Editor has a problem with them. So you end up with a map that has the wrong scaling, and then certain things start to act pretty weird. But yeah, there are 64x maps out there. There's maps like that in the works. Typically, those maps are going to have a lot less detail to them. They're going to have massive fields. And you may say to yourself, that's great, I love big fields. Let's just pretend that a standard map was a field. That is what you end up with 16x and 64x maps. You end up with fields that are that big that they in essence have the sizing of a standard map. So take No Man's Land and plow the entire map. Make one giant No Man's Land field. And then get to town planting and seeding and harvesting. So it comes down to, it takes a long time to detail a map, to paint in foliage, to place trees, bushes, buildings, random junk. And what you end up with these big maps is just big open areas where there isn't a lot of detail going on. But yeah, you can see that these gaps here are because of that soil map that must be 1024 by 1024 is being scaled up to a 4x size map. And with the auto application set, we're just running into these huge gaps where visually we don't have any lime on the field. But as far as the game's concerned, lime is there because the pixel size is so large. On the soil map. We might be able to see it here. That's fairly well. I mean, you can kind of see it jaggedy. It's fairly well. Yeah, the PDA is just skewed a little bit. Don, I don't know why they didn't make an interior to the house other than just they didn't. Disappointing, right? I mean, we have an interior to the Ravenport map house. We have an interior, although it's stupid. We have an interior to the surfing Ravenport farm. So you would expect and hope to have an interior on the Alpine farmhouse, but we don't. Indeed, indeed, out there, out west, you can definitely get fields much larger than 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers, right? Do this, and hopefully this will fill it in a bit better. Hopefully this will fill it in a bit better. Do you know how big Field 8 is on Ravenport? These 3 fields right here are 11 hectares. These fields over here are 4 to 6 hectares, basically, in size. Now, what I would like to see, and we really haven't seen too much of this, is a 4x map. So we have the landmass of a 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer map, but the fields are all basically normal fields. You know, fields that are anywhere between 1 hectare or 2 acres in size, you know, up to, you know, 20 or 30. But inevitably what you end up with on a 4x map is at least half the fields end up being gigantic. Because there's so much landmass, and I think because there's so much to detailing a map. You know, detailing a 4x map properly is basically like building 4 standard maps. So what's the easiest cop-out to do? Well, just make big fields. Because with big fields, you don't have to worry about decoration so much because you have fields. So I don't really play 4x maps because the fields are too big. And that means that they take too long to work. I would rather not play Farm Manager 2019 and basically just have a whole bunch of hired helpers doing work and basically shuttle between them and keep them all working. I would rather be doing the work myself. So it just feels like you get somewhere when you sit down and an hour later you have accomplished something by having an entire field harvested or a couple fields harvested. But so often on these larger maps, you can be an entire hour and still be harvesting the same field. Or you'd be like, well, I just put 4 harvesters on the field and then we're done. This is a 4x map. A 16 by 16 is a 64x map. You would know if you were on a 64x map when it took you probably, I don't know, 30 minutes to drive across the map. Alright, well, we got that done. We can't soil sample the grass because it's not field. Means we can't fertilize the grass, we can't lime the grass. What I can do is I'll hire a helper to start cultivating. And then we'll start putting away our farm machinery. And I think I will show you guys a little preview of what's coming up in the new year in the channel. Kind of hinted at it. I have like fertilizing stuff over here. This would be a fertilizing building. Hey Darren, what's up? So, those of you that have been around the channel for a long time know that back in 2019, I did a weekend show that I called the Weekend Roundup. And the Weekend Roundup was a weekly video on all the mods newly released in the Giants Mod Hub for the previous week. And that was back in 2019 when there really weren't, compared to now, there really weren't a ton of mods being released. So the Weekend Roundup would take 4 or 5 hours to make. And then that was back when I had semi-slow internet. So it would take probably about 3 hours to upload. And then I would hopefully be done by the middle of Friday night. And it would be released on Saturday. And it would go over every new mod released in the Giants Mod Hub for the previous week. Well, I stopped that basically at the end of 2019 because it was just taking up way too much of my time. That was when mods were really starting to come out a lot faster. So we would go from having maybe a dozen to 20 new mods a week to 50 or 60. And yeah, the 45-minute show extended into an hour and a half, extended into 2 one-hour shows. So I stopped doing it. And to the folks that attempt to do daily mod videos covering all the new mods from Giants, that has got to be a labor of agony and love at the same time, because I mean that is a ton of mods nowadays. Ton of mods. You know, there are days where we see 30 mods getting released in one day on PC. So console has a little bit of reprieve because typically they don't have as many mods showing up for console, but still, console has gotten a boatload of mods released in 19 compared to 17. There is not a single console player that can whine about not having mods, because there are over 2,500 mods in the Mod Hub for console. Close to 2/3 of the mods in the Mod Hub are for console. So, at any rate, what we're going to be doing in 2021 is hopefully identifying new and noteworthy mods that are worthy of being profiled kind of above the noise of all the other new mods coming out. And it's going to be either daily, every other day. It's going to really depend on how frequently there are new and noteworthy mods coming out. So the goal is not going to be to cover every mod. It's going to be only to cover the ones that are kind of exceptional, special. So we're not going to be talking about yet another 3-meter plow or yet another weight pack. Really, it's going to have to stand above and beyond what's out there to make it new and noteworthy. So with that, I wanted to show you the intro that I made up for the new and noteworthy mod video. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know in the comments. Let me know in chat, what do y'all think? So here it is. And that's it. That's the intro. So that's going to run at the start of every new and noteworthy mod showcase, if you will. Bye bye, Crony's Garage. Catch you later. Oh, we can't use that. Use this though. So I'm going to need your guys' help to identify new and noteworthy mods. So if you're in the Discord, that is going to be one of your jobs, if you will, of being in the Discord, is to keep an eye out there on what's coming out and what you think is new and noteworthy. And let us know. Let us know in the Discord. I'll take a look at it and see if I agree. Because there are, there's a decent amount of mods that are coming out that get lost in the clutter. They get lost in the noise because there's so many. Like the mod recently that came out that allows you to attach a baler to the back of the windrower. That would be new and noteworthy. It's not just another V-rake. It's not another wheel rake. It's not another windrower. It has something that is a bit unique about it. And what is unique about it is the fact that you can attach a baler to it in just one pass, windrow and bale at the same time. What? Kidding me? Oh, jeez. All right. No, you're not going to get paid. You need to be paid for everything. Your compensation will be credit in the video. It'll go something like this. GoldenEye over at the over at my Discord. Let me know about this mod today that we both feel is new and noteworthy. There, we'll just park that in here like this. We got, what, cedars over here. Let's do our harvester over here. It did annoy me that the Kloss header trailer doesn't, I mean, it obviously locks Kloss headers. Didn't lock that fence header. You like that revolving fan on the end? Oh, wow. I just teleport through the wall. Well, part of the pain is not having enough room. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's see here. Manure spreader, we'll get back over there. To the side of the farm. Yeah, I mean, I picked the trailer, right? Cage, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Now we got our sprayer. I also have my slurry applicator. Wonder if this big beastie thing will fit in. I don't think that'll fit in that that building. We'll put it over here. I have not. I don't really. I mean, I understand the expenses part. The expenses part is pretty easy to understand, right? But down here where it gets to earnings, that just seems to be a made-up number. Because it doesn't seem to jive at all with what I get. You know, I sold crops on Erlengrot, and I got a lot more than the earnings thing said I would get, or said I would earn off the field. So, yeah, I don't know where that comes from. That is slurry or digestate. I'm glad you got one pass down the field and then got stuck in a ditch. Yeah, earnings, I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah, I earned probably $50,000 to $60,000 between two fields on Erlengrot, and the economy screen basically said that I earned like $16,000. almost fit there. Now, I have to tell you, backing up dolly trailers on SnowRunner is a heck of a lot easier. Because I don't think in Farm Sim they're taking into the account weight and friction. Because the dolly just is way too easy to turn. It just turns way too easy. Whereas in SnowRunner, the trailers have such friction that they're a lot easier to back up. We got a couple garages, I think, that are drive-through. Yeah, this one's drive-through. You didn't put it down. I don't know how big your thing is. That one's drive-through. We drove through that one over there. No, that one's not drive-through. Not that one. This one has a drive-through door on the side. Again, I don't know how big your thing is. Now, in reality, that's probably not going to be backed up and stored very often. Because we're just going to be using it daily. I heard that they got the modders that did the no-no and cracked the DLC and used cracked DLC components and mods they uploaded to Giants. I heard they were reinstated with warnings, and that at least one of those modders had been already warned for violating the Mod Hub terms of service at least once already. So then when he makes posts on his Facebook about being all Giants is doing this out of evil spite and all this other junk, it was all more or less, look at me, get some attention. As far as I'm concerned, they should have remained banned. And as such, you're not going to find a single one of their mods ever in this channel's playthrough. Nor will they ever show up in the new and noteworthy mod videos, no matter how new and noteworthy they are. Yeah, it's like the front dolly just blows over on a whim, right? So I've got a lot more sheds than I really need. It's okay. Well, the worst thing is there was like 3 or 4 of them. And one of the defenses was, I don't know where it came from. And it's like, well, did it just show up one day in your hard drive? Did you just wake up and find some 3D tracks in your hard drive? And be like, oh wow, these things are awesome. I don't know where they came from, but they're really cool. I'm going to use them. Speedy, it's hard to tell what tractor you've been looking at because I've been in so many, and the potential for chat delay. They're all over at the Giants Mod Hub. So there's that. The green ones are fence. These two over here, they're fent. It's a 500 and a 800. That won't work. I can't get to them. The open cab green one that's over there is a Dutz. All of them are in the mod hub. Now, which is forward, which is reverse? Oh, apparently that's the right way. Guess I should be using the side panel. Should I not? Oh, how about the side that says front on it? Right, you think that would work? I agree. That's like that in real life too, Hoot. More fun putting stuff away. All right, so that leaves just this thing. And I'll put that right here. Now we need to figure out how many bales we should have to set this all up until we can make our own bales. So let's take a look here and see. Sheep 10,000, and that's over the course of 2 days. So that's, let's say 3 bales over 2 days. And we're doing 6-day seasons, so that's 2, 4, 6, so it's 3, 6, 9. 9 bales in early spring, 9 bales in mid-spring. We should have hay by late spring. It's 9 and it's 18. Okay, so let's put in 18. That's straw, I think. Put in 18 hay bales for our sheeps. All right, so there's our sheeps. Now chickens, we're not talking about it. 25,000. So let's say that's 30 grand, and that is a mix of hay, straw, and silage. Gosh, I don't know. Know if it's an even ratio or what, but we'll put in 30,000, and we'll do 4, 8, 12, 8, 8, 16, 20. Don't know. We'll just add a bunch. Let's add 18, so let's add 30. Oh, shoot. Not round bales. Okay, we can use our new trick. Can go away. All right, that'll be good. Now let's do our straw. We got to deal with manure for pigs and cows. Right, and TMR. This should be enough for that to get us started. And our silage. That for silage. Okay. So then, pig food. Let's get some 27,000 liters of pig food. I don't think we're going to need any pig food. Yeah, they're not going to use pig food for a long time. So we don't need to cheat in any pig food. Wheat. Cheat in 4,000 liters of wheat. Let's go here. Cheat silo. 1, 2, 3. No, I can only do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I got 4,000 liters of wheat. Okay, cool. All right, so now we are set. We've got hopefully enough food for our hay and straw and silage to make mixed rations. Straw for our bedding. Hopefully we definitely have enough pig food, and hopefully we should have enough wheat. We rolled our money back to $95,000, so that'll cover our fertilizing, our seeding. So yeah, it's time to start farming for legits now. No more cheating stuff in. I don't know what that mixer will do. Because I don't use it that much. So I'm pretty sure we put the same amount of food in that mixer in the last stream. So the fact that there's none left over in the straw kind of implies that it used it evenly. But we'll pay more attention when it comes time to top off our feeder again. In fact, we'll probably do that before the end of the stream, is put some mix in that mixer. The mixer holds 30,000 liters of each. Oh, Stellar Nova, same to you. So let's see. I don't think it matters. Let's see. Cultivating in stubble does not change the pH. And is not changing my nitrogen levels whatsoever. So I think if you cultivate in crop, actual crop, either withered or growing, you get a nitrogen boost. Catch that corner. Nope. Now what I think would be interesting in the next farm sim is, yeah, you see that gauge down there? Oops. It's got 20. It's like the depth gauge of the cultivator tines. It'd be cool if you could adjust those, or if you had to adjust those for different types of crop. Like to cultivate in corn, you'd have to lower the tines to dig down deeper. But if you were going to cultivate in wheat, then it didn't need to be that deep. Or even to tie it in with precision farming and soil types, that certain soil you needed to dig down further into because it was more prone to compaction. That would be cool. That would be an interesting thing. And that leads me to a community post that I made last week, or was it earlier this week, on suggestions that you guys have for giants related to precision farming, suggestions or feedback, comments on precision farming and the alpine farming expansion. So if you haven't seen that community post, go over to the channel, go to the community tab, and there will be a post there basically taking feedback for the next 2 weeks that will then be sent to giants as part of being an ambassador. They asked that we kind of poll the community on what the community thought of first phase of precision farming and what the community thinks of the alpine farming expansion. Things they did well, things they could improve on, things that you felt were missed and missed opportunities for both of those. Now remember, precision farming isn't done. So we're just seeing the, I don't know, tip of the iceberg, or we're just seeing the front of the boat, if you will, on precision farming. This is by far not the once and done of precision farming. There's more to come. We don't know what more to come means, but there is more to come. So go leave that feedback. That'd be great. I think one thing that was a missed opportunity on Erlengrot was the lack of contracts. There's no contracts. There's no transport contracts. And I think on a map that has a passenger terminal, on a map that has a good 3 or 4 or more hotels, on a map that has a cheese factory as a milk sell point, and a chocolate factory as a milk sell point, that those are perfect opportunities to have transport missions to transport milk and chocolate to either people around town, businesses downtown, hotels. This is a Fent 900 from the Giants Mod Hub. It's a 926 900 series. Let's hire a helper and I'll show it to you in the store. So it is under large tractors. It is the Fent 900 favorite. Got it in black. Hey, the engine crew, what's up? It's going to be soybeans. I think are the only crop that gives you a boost post harvest. I mean, oil seed, but I don't. That's not a crop. I don't consider that a crop. Strake seed. It's literally the first word in the title. Yeah, I mean, yeah, oilseed is it's not a crop for me because you don't get anything out of it. You don't harvest it. You plant it for the purpose of plowing it under. I mean, that gives you nitrogen, but it gives you nitrogen in the fact that you're plowing under a crop. And if you planted wheat and then plowed that under, you'd get nitrogen too. But wheat requires so much nitrogen already that if you had the nitrogen levels already to a point where you needed them for wheat, there was really no need for more. Yeah, I get the point of it. I just don't see the point of it. If you understand that. I get what it does. I know what it does. I just don't see the point in doing it. If you're going to plant something in the fall or winter, early winter to control erosion, then why don't you just put in wheat or rye or oat or some other grain? Hey Roy, what is up? Doing pretty good. Chilling out, waiting for Father Time to pass. One, two, three, and then turn it. I mean, growing up, we never put any sort of cover crop down. We planted wheat in the fall. So we had wheat growing in the fields by winter. That was our cover crop. Then we harvested wheat in the summer. Fields that we took corn off in the winter, we put wheat in. Fields where we took soybeans off, we just left until the next year. Oh, well, welcome to the channel. I'll probably fast forward here in 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, there may be areas in the States that do the oilseed radish, that whole concept, but I haven't really seen it done on the East. And that's a little quieter, if you will. So how many of you all are also playing on the map Kleinhau? Where did you start? Did you start at the main farm? Did you build out your own? How are you tackling the map? Oh, the engine crew, you're doing it? Where did you start? Did you start over at the main farm across the street? Build out your own farm somewhere? Are you doing arable? Are you doing animals? Oh, cool. Sean's just about where I'm at. It's hit or miss. And where is that big sky? Alright, we're gonna fast forward once we get to the other end of the field. Because I know she's getting dark. See what a sunset looks like. Nothing true dramatic. Hey Liam, what's up? Yes, we are on PC. So the growing season is too short to get oilseed established, or it's too short to do winter wheat? I mean, I don't see you all being able to double crop up, you know, get wheat off the ground and then put beans in. All right, let's jump up here to the farmhouse. And we'll fast forward to 8 a.m. All right, later, engine crew. Thanks for dropping by. All right, so we really should be feeding our critters at this point. But what I'm going to do is finish this field and then we'll feed them. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more passes, I think. And then we'll set our helper off on the field just to our north here while we take care of our animals and can now safely plant our wheat. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. So, let's look at this. So that's root and cereal. Root and cereal. So we need, no, we're not going to do that. Put sunflowers in and get a nice bonus. Soybeans, corn. Canola. Can you all do a winter wheat up there? To then sneak in another crop like soybeans? That is a mod called Guidance Steering. It is a PC mod. Not sure if you're on PC or console. It is in the mod hub. So Guidance Steering allows you to basically set a center line on your tractor and then the left and right margins of your implement. Oops. And then it helps you basically lock in a course. Allows you to skip rows and then come back. Oh, so the field is pretty much done in July? Or do you put wheat back in it? So, yeah, it helps. It's really handy, like when you're doing seeding, and basically you can, instead of having to do a big turn at the end of each pass to come back right beside where you just were, you can make a nice big looping turn, skip 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, and then come back down. And then basically, let's say you skip every third row. And then when you get to the end of the field, you can basically come back and skip every third row to fill in one more row. And then when you get done that end of the field, you skip the every third row again and basically fill in the rest of the field. And it's faster than basically doubling around and making 3-point turns at the end of each pass in order to come back across right beside where you were before. I wouldn't say I really have a favorite tractor. I do like the fence. I do like these old fence. They look nice. They sound nice. You got pretty good visibility out of them. But typically when I do play series like this, I'll try to pick different equipment than I did on previous play series just to have variety. I know there's some folks that when they play, it's like, this is the tractor and this is the seeder I use. And this is only the tractor and only the seeder I use to seed. I'm not like that. I'll just do something different. So when we get to this end, I'll run the cultivator up and back once on the end there by the road. Then I'll get this guy off working. Go feed our animals, and then that's probably going to be it for the night. Where those birds come from? I think the birds are annoying. They can be annoying, but they really do add some life to the map. You know, if you played Farm Sim 17, they didn't exist. They don't really work the way they were advertised, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, they were advertised as being birds that, you know, would kind of come down behind your seeder to, you know, pick the seed up off the ground. Or I would imagine being behind a harvester to, you know, get bugs and insects that the harvester kicks up. But still, they're nice to see flying around. dog is useless. You are not done your work. You have a whole field. Oh, it's because it's already cultivated. Oh, all right, so I'll go down here and do this one. No, it's not that small. It is 5 meters, 240 horsepower. Other than whipping out the giant tractor, other than bringing out the big Kloss 5000, that's the biggest tractor we got. So that's the way things work. All right, now let's get into it. There we go. Let's go find our truck. Well, they showed the CGI video of a dumb dog in the truck. And that's what gets people's hopes up. Let's take care of our beef first. I think I did go in and edit the animal pen over there to take 200. I mean, yeah, John Deere was in the trailer. Right? The fact that John Deere was in the trailer, the horses were in the trailer. That same logic means that they wasn't necessarily advertised to have John Deere or horses. Mixed rations is not accepted there, but it's accepted here. Thank you very much. Let's go mix up some rations. Let's see here. Let's get out 4,000, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. All right, let's try to do all this. And not get it to go in the stupid bale stack. That's going to be the hardest part. No, 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 no. Should be good if we back straight out. What do you mean transfer a new update? The map get an update that requires a new save? Hey, Carpet Farmer, what's up? Alright, so that takes care of that one. And you're gonna need to give me more information. Are you already playing on the map and there's been an update that requires a new save? You've been playing on a completely different map and you want to just transfer stuff over? There's going to be different answers for different things. And the new version requires a new save. Then well, you're going to have to start a new save in a different save slot. And then you're going to need to go into your old save folder. And you're going to need to copy some files and put them in the new save folder. But that's not going to transfer everything. So you want to transfer your equipment, then you copy over the items.xml and the vehicles.xml. But if the map update has changed anything related to buildings, placeable buildings, copying the items XML is going to basically negate that, because you're moving the old stuff over to the new. Also copy over the career save game .xml. That'll copy over your money and your farm statistics. If you've made any terrain changes, placed any buildings, made any landscaping modifications, they won't come over because they are in different files. Corn and soybean textures are built into the map. Just put the new map in. Do the existing save, but you won't see any new terrain changes. You won't see any terrain height changes, any fixes to foliage painting. Or anything like that. We may move some of these bale stacks out because that is some pretty tight maneuvering. All right, there we go. That's going to take a little while to run. While we're waiting on that, let's go do the straw pellets. Or the bedding. I do not have a video on that. Just put the new map in your mod folder and just fire up the save game. I don't really know what he changed in the new map, but I mean, there's lots of times where map authors will say a new save is needed, but really it isn't. On Earth. Well, that was weird. Moshmania, what's up? Happy New Year to you too. Jose, I don't know what you're saying. Water should be over here somewhere. Go. Take care of, well, that should be it. just our pigs and our dairy cattle that need pellets. Sheep should be good. Just park this here for now. Oh, 4,500. Sean, I can. I mean, there should be a tutorial out there somewhere. I don't know what you mean. I don't know how to show you. I can't really show you. Oh, 7. But basically, there's just a couple lines you edit in the. There's a couple lines you edit in the map XML. I mean, if I showed you on screen, I wouldn't be able to leave it up long enough for you to do it. I mean, I guess you could pause the video, right? Depending on how clear the stream was. So we're just going to have to park this here. Thor, catch you later. There we go. Oops. Trying to figure out which button I needed to push. We put this into what? Oops. Pig food, right? Sheep are okay. Really, we just need to wait for our mixer to... Is our mixer done? No. Alright, we'll wait for that to mix up some more. See how well this guy's been carrying on. He's got about halfway done. And I think that's what's going to do us for the night. All right, guys, I want to thank you for coming out and watching. We'll be back here on Sunday night doing some more farming on Kleinhau. Have yourself a safe and Merry New Year's if it's not changed for you yet. Be safe and careful out there if you're going anywhere. If it's already changed for you, well then, Happy New Year to you. And let's try to make 2021 memorable for a completely different reason than 2020. So until next time, happy farming.